The movie kicks off in France, where Ava Faulkner, a former soldier and recovering alcoholic turned deadly assassin, is heading to her next target. Disguised as a driver, she picks up an English businessman, Hamilton, at the airport. Unbeknownst to Ava, someone is keeping tabs on her. As they drive, Hamilton makes a move, trying to charm Ava. She plays along, suggesting they stop for a drink. Meanwhile, Camille, a woman on a motorcycle, is tailing them and eavesdropping electronically. At the stop, Ava declines to drink, sticking to her sobriety, and slides into the back seat with Hamilton. When he tries to kiss her, Ava flips the conversation, asking why someone would want him dead. As he scrambles to call for help, she shoots his hand to stop him. He offers her money in a desperate attempt to survive, but Ava executes him anyway after confirming he knows nothing. Camille captures their interaction and leaves, while Ava contacts her handler, Duke, to report the mission's completion. Duke, her gruff mentor and a father figure, reassures her. Ava informs him she's heading to Boston for personal reasons. During her flight, we get some insight into Ava's life. She's not just any assassin. She's racked up 40 kills working for a covert organization. Growing up in a small family, she loved archery and later joined the army, serving in various operations before being discharged. Afterward, she was recruited into the shadowy world of Black Ops, traveling the globe to carry out deadly assignments. Once in Boston, Ava checks into a hotel, making sure her room is secure. Meanwhile, another assassin within her organization gets the green light to take her out. Ava unwinds with a run, and later, back in her room, she receives payment for her last mission, along with a gun and a new passport. That night, she heads to a club where her estranged sister, Judy, is performing with her band. After the show, Ava approaches Judy, but the reunion is tense. It's been 8 years since Ava disappeared. To make things messier, Judy is now dating Michael, Ava's ex. The next day, the sisters visit their mother, who's hospitalized with angina. The family reminisces, though the mood remains complicated. Amid this, Ava receives a message from Duke about her next mission, to eliminate a German general in Saudi Arabia and make it look like natural causes. In Saudi Arabia, Ava pretends to be a friend of the general's daughter to get close to him. She injects him with poison, informing him he'll die in 15 minutes of what will look like a heart attack. However, her cover is blown when her fake identity doesn't check out. A fight erupts, and Ava improvises, blending into the chaos by pretending to be a casualty. She manages to steal smoke grenades from a soldier, which she uses to escape. Outside, more soldiers confront her, but Ava's sharp combat skills allow her to take them all down before vanishing. Later, Ava meets with Duke in Barneveld Carteret. Duke takes the blame for the mission's hiccups, but warns her to stop interrogating targets before killing them. It's raising eyebrows among their superiors. Ava asks if the organization wants her dead, but Duke denies it, though the tension is clear. He advises her to take some time off, so she heads back to Boston. While visiting her mother at the hospital, Ava runs into Michael, her former fiancé, who's now with Judy. Struggling with her emotions and sobriety, Ava attends AA meetings, where it's revealed that her father's infidelity pushed her into the army. When she returned, she discovered he had passed away. Meanwhile, Duke meets with his boss, Simon, to discuss Ava's recent botched mission. Trouble seems to be brewing for Ava as her actions draw more attention from the organization. Duke steps in to defend Ava, claiming she's their top asset. But Simon, clearly irritated, isn't convinced. He's especially unhappy with Ava's habit of chatting with her targets before finishing the job. To make matters worse, Camille, Simon's daughter, was the one spying on Ava earlier. Simon thinks Ava is becoming a problem, saying her questioning shows she's not fully committed to their mission. After Duke leaves, Simon doubles down on his decision to have Ava eliminated, and she remains blissfully unaware of the hit order. During her morning run, Ava senses someone tailing her. It doesn't take long before she spots the tracker, and things escalate into a full-on brawl. They exchange blows, but Ava eventually gets the upper hand. She retreats briefly, then ambushes him, taking him out with a knife. The next day, Ava confronts Duke about the attempted hit. Duke, genuinely surprised, denies knowing anything about it, and insists the higher-ups would have informed him if something was up. He tries to brush it off, claiming the attacker was just some junkie who picked the wrong person to mess with. Ava isn't fully convinced, but she leaves him her attacker's gun for further investigation. Later, Ava heads out for dinner with Judy and Michael. Things take a turn when Judy, already tipsy, starts acting jealous after seeing Ava and Michael chat warmly. Unable to handle it, Judy storms off, with Michael hurrying after her. The next morning, Judy wakes Ava in a panic, saying Michael is missing. She explains explains that he sometimes vanishes when gambling, but Ava pretends not to know where he might be. Ava eventually tracks Michael down to an underground gambling den run by a woman named Tony. Inside, she finds Michael playing cards. Tony recognizes Ava and calls her out, accusing her of stealing Michael away from her rabbit. Things quickly spiral into chaos. Ava takes on Tony's guards and holds Tony at knife point, forcing her to release Michael. Tony reveals Michael owes her $75,000, and Ava promises to pay the debt in 2 days. Outside, Michael questions how Ava managed to take down all those men, but she dodges the topic. Their conversation shifts to their past, with Michael confronting Ava about leaving him after he proposed. He admits he's happy with Judy now, and even reveals he proposed to her, which leaves Ava hurt and furious. Back at the hotel, Ava nearly gives in to her old habits, ordering a drink at the bar, but she stops herself just in time. Meanwhile, Duke visits Simon and confronts him about Ava being set up in Saudi Arabia and a recent assassination attempt. Simon doesn't deny it and admits he underestimated Ava. He explains he didn't want Duke to have to give the kill order himself. Duke begs Simon to cancel the hit, but Simon refuses. Things heat up and the two men come to blows. Duke manages to take out 3 of Simon's men before Camille intervenes, knocking him down. Simon seizes the moment, stabbing Duke repeatedly and leaving him critically injured. Ava, oblivious to this, visits her mother to mend their strained relationship. They share an emotional moment, and Ava asks for forgiveness for being absent all these years. Back in Simon's world, he tortures Duke further, taking pictures and videos before finally killing him by throwing him into the water. That night, Simon calls Ava, introducing himself as one of Duke's former students. He sends her a video of Duke's brutal death, leaving her shattered, devastated. Ava goes to Judy's house and pleads with Michael to leave with her. Michael refuses, revealing that Judy is pregnant. Heartbroken and angry, Ava storms off. She returns to Tony's den, taking down more guards as she approaches. Tony confronts her, but Ava reveals her dark truth. She's killed over 40 people. Grabbing Tony by the neck, Ava nearly ends her life but stops at the last moment. Instead, she hands over the money to settle Michael's debt and warns Tony to stay away from him. Back at her hotel, Ava, consumed by her pain, breaks her sobriety and starts drinking again. The weight of everything pushes her to the edge, and she considers ending her life. Just as she's about to pull the trigger, Simon bursts into her room. A chaotic gunfight ensues, eventually leading to a brutal hand-to-hand combat. Both are highly trained, and neither gives an inch. As the fight drags on, they're both badly injured and exhausted. The commotion triggers an alarm, forcing Simon to flee. Before leaving, he warns Ava that he'll kill her if they cross paths again. Not one to back down, Ava grabs her gun and chases after Simon. She tracks him down and, after a tense confrontation, shoots him in the leg. As she approaches, Simon pleads for his family's safety. Ava coldly assures him she has no interest in them before finishing him off. Afterward, Ava visits Judy, urging her to leave the country with their mother. She gives her access to a Swiss bank account containing all her earnings. Before leaving, Michael hands Ava a letter from Duke, in which he expresses pride in her and reflects on his life. As Ava walks down the street, she senses she's being watched. Sure enough, Simon's daughter Camille is following her, setting up an uncertain but chilling ending. And that's how Ava wraps up. What a wild ride. Thanks for watching. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.